What's up, everybody? I'm K. Marie.
I'm Lou.
I'm Mary.
And we are
Mirths in the Midwest.
Welcome back, you guys.
Hey, y'all.
We
Hey,
are
y'all.
in season 3. If you are looking for a podcast that gets straight to the point, that does not veer off topic,
Squirrel. Oh, nope. That's not us. Sorry.
Not at all, not even a little bit. We are going to be all over the place, but eventually we will finish the story. But if you're looking for a podcast that's not like that, that gets straight to the point, then bye. Peace. All right.
That way.
Now that they're gone, for all of you that are left, we love you.
Hi, guys.
You love
Thank
us,
you.
And we
Yes.
appreciate you so much.
Yes, we do. We heart
For sticking
you.
with us for now. We're in season 3, you guys.
we're
I know.
almost to our
We almost
1
done.
year anniversary.
I know. It's a while. It's
We should
like,
do something.
we are.
We got plans.
Mm-hmm.
We got plans.
It's going to be good.
We got plans.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ain't nobody told me nothing.
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She got amnesia, y'all.
We'll talk about it later.
That's what a good weekend does.
Lots of things loose.
Sonic Reigns.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
on this week's episode,
Of Mirth in the Midwest. Oh, we had the recap, y'all.
oh yeah, recap last week's episode.
Of Not So Mirth in the Midwest.
That was
Jinx.
That was cute.
You owe me a Coke.
So Zach and Addie,
Mm.
yeah, that was a heavy episode just because we really got into the whole veterans and post-traumatic stress and,
Mm-hmm. And mental health
mental
and
health in general. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
It's definitely heavy because we went on that tour and learned it and then
Yeah.
came back and did research on it. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and pulled up pictures and stuff, so it made it worse.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is too, like, every person will eventually be touched by mental health in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. Like,
No matter
you
how much you deny it.
mm-hmm. You can act like it's not real, but you deal with it. You know?
Mental health is just as real and just as important as your physical health.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The same way how I can't even say you because there's some people that don't, but the same way how you should go to a doctor for your checkup and
Mm-hmm.
to make sure everything's cool, get your physical.
Yes.
The way you should go to the dentist regularly, get your teeth clean, and
Yep.
checked out.
And check your eyes, make sure you can see
Yes.
good and they're healthy.
The same way how you get an oil change on your car.
Mhm.
Like you should be making sure that your mental health is cool as well. And
Yeah.
taking those days when you need them, making sure that you're taking time to step away from the heaviness of life. To just really take a moment to breathe. Like,
Yes.
it's very
Life
important.
be life and baby.
Yes, it does. And guess what? The problems, honestly, like, it was really my dad who used to be like, I think he was like my first therapist. My dad was so like, he would always check in with us like, how are you feeling today? And why do you feel like that? And he used to get on my nerves so bad. I'm telling you, if I had to tell him one more time, like, why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and it would bother me so much when I was younger. I'm like, oh my God. But now I really value it as a person and as an adult because he gave me the tools to be able to understand, like, every feeling that you feel is not permanent. Every single person, like we said, whether you believe it or not, you deal with mental health issues. It is your ability to cope with them because you are going to be up, you're going to be down, you're going to be sometimes just in the middle, not feeling nothing. And you have to be able to adjust. And some people are unable to. And when you know that you're unable to, or even when you are able to, but then you can't, you should seek help.
I agree.
It's okay to not be able to handle it.
It's okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
Yep.
Some days you just simply can't.
Yep.
You just take a PTO day.
Mm-hmm.
Sit in the house and look crazy. Go take a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Go sit by the beach.
Find you a healthy
coping.
coping release
Mm-hmm.
for me, books.
Yes.
Books.
This book she got me reading, y'all. I still have not finished it, and I'm gonna get
So
like
good.
you see, she's launching daggers, but this book she has me reading, y'all. It is really good.
It's good. It's really
And it's
good.
such, like I've talked to my different people about this and how I'm like I can't. A lot of times I can't get into like the self-help books, the motivational books and things like that. Not because I don't think that they're not good books or that they don't have valuable information, but because I do use reading as a relaxation coping mechanism. I want something that's going to help me escape from reality.
Yes,
So
yes.
I want that fiction. I want a fictional book. Yeah.
Maybe Harry Potter is my therapy.
Yeah. It could be.
It very well could be. Never thought about that, Mary.
So yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
to the episode. We told y'all at the beginning, if you still here, it's your own fault because we told y'all we weren't gonna be on topic the whole time.
We were technically on topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what we do.
This is what we do. Okay. So on today's episode of Merked in the Midwest,
Dun dun dun.
we are going to talk about the story of... I don't even want to say his name first. I just don't. So we're not going to say his name. We're not going to say his name first because he really doesn't even deserve it. We are going to acknowledge this wonderful person, this wonderful human being who was taken away too soon. Christina Ann Thompson Harris was 36 years old, but she was born in Flint, Michigan on January 16th, 1978. She was the daughter of Harvey Thompson and Kathy May. She was married to Jason Harris in August 16th of 2003, and they were married in a Catholic church ceremony. And basically what was said about her was that she was a devoted mother, loving mother. She enjoyed crafting, scrapbooking, swimming, and she actually really enjoyed like family game nights. That was like her...
Oh.
I'm like a girl after my own heart because y'all know I love a game night.
Yes.
I do.
I was just telling a boyfriend, I was like, we should start planning family game nights. Every Sunday we do family dinner and then a game night. Because I read it in one of my books. They were doing it, so now I want to do it.
Game nights are good.
They are.
Because you can be silly. It makes memories. And like, it's just fun. It's just fun.
We didn't play games last weekend.
No. I asked.
You did.
I said, so where are the games you're playing?
I think we were too busy taking shots.
When I was like
I
stalking her Snapchat, I was like, "What games they playing?"
No.
None. I think what really messed it up was when I...
Yes, because so many people were stuck.
They
And
were.
also the rain.
Yeah, the rain did, and that wind, it wasn't even a rain. Let's talk about the wind.
It's over.
We had
The
some rain
wind-
downpours too. Where I was at, it was like it was sun,
Uh-huh.
and then
That's
whoosh,
exactly how it happened.
and I was like,
we
"I
had to run everything in the house.
Yes.
All the food, all the coolers.
When I say we did the fat, like a pit stop breakdown
Yes.
of everything,
Everybody was grabbing stuff.
just ripping everything down. Kids was bringing in stuff. It was wild.
Yeah.
Those tents went, and one of them broke.
Yeah.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
They couldn't even let it down because the leg on it broke when the wind blew.
Damn!
Yeah, it
It
literally.
was that bad?
Girl.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
And
it was,
lasted for like 20 minutes.
by the time we got everything in the house, it was done.
The sun will come out in 20 minutes.
Indiana.
Yeah. Welcome to the Midwest. Okay. All right. So anyways, but that was, who she was and what was remembered of her. She also had, her immediate family before she had her own children. She had, sisters and a brother. And her mom, of course, they were devoted and close and tight-knit family. So into the story of Christina. She was married to Jason, like I said, and they had, that's exactly, he was a fart. That's what he was, like a wet fart.
It was that fart that you probably shouldn't force out.
Oh, you gotta check it. That's what you gotta check.
We too old to be questioning farts.
Right. So, anyways,
childish, man.
they were married, and Jason, he was like this kind of like serial unhappy kind of guy. He was married to her, and it was like it's what he wanted because he wanted a wife and he didn't want her to leave. But then, like, nothing about her was good enough for him.
Like her,
right?
As a person,
because
he just wanted a wife to say he had a wife,
right? Like
so he could complain about his wife,
right? To anybody who would listen, his friends, my wife, my God, she's such a nag. My wife. Oh my God, guys, like yesterday was horrible, guys. Like, don't expect too much out of me at work today because my God, my wife is such a nag. It's terrible. I keep having kids with her, but she's just awful. She's horrible. Can't stand her.
Females, right?
Females. Yeah.
Am I right?
Right. He would make these statements. Awful. Just like that. Just like one of those. We all know one like that.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true. Be lucky that you don't know one like that. Just you are living your happy doggy life.
Know what's going on? She's just happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. And so he would make these statements at work, like, it would be so great if my wife wasn't here, if she was gone.
Like on vacation?
Why do people hate their wife so damn bad? Like, you didn't have to marry her.
Because she was going on vacation?
No, not like that. Like, hey, you got some pills? Like, how much? Hold on. Let me get his exact words because I don't want to mess up his statements. I want to quote him correctly. Let's see. How much of this medication will it take to knock her out?
Oh,
maybe
he just wanted her to be quiet?
Yeah. Or maybe like she was having trouble with sleep.
Oh.
And so he was like trying to help her be a good husband.
Or hold on, because there's more.
Wait, there's more.
There is more. Because these are the statements, and this is another interesting part. Like, these aren't things that he just said to, like, his friends. Because a lot of times your friends, if you've been friends with them for a long time, they like your road dogs. They might roll with you, and they might hold your confidence. But your coworkers that you done pissed off because, like, you ain't did your report you're supposed to do, or, like, you left them with the lion's share of the work.
He was probably one of those people that started, like, random conversations at grocery stores complaining about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Or, asking them, hey, you got the hookup, can you get drugs? Like, can you get those? And they're like, well, yeah, but why you need it? Well, like, just cause I just wanted to know if I mix it in with like a drink, would it be like odorless? And like, I don't want them to be able to taste it. Could they taste it if I put it in the drink?
Because my wife, she's weird about taking medication. And so I'm just trying to be a good husband.
Is that what it is?
Yikes. On bikes.
Benefit of the doubt, folks.
So yeah.
I'm probably just trying to look out for her well-being.
I don't like where the story is going.
So on separate occasions, the first time he actually got drugs from his coworker, and he had attempted to drug his wife.
Okay.
And this is according to him, and this is later on down the line, but I'm giving it to you because I want you to see how this is going, where we're getting to.
Okay.
She did not drink the cup. And I think maybe she has something in her spirit, like maybe it was the Holy Spirit speaking to her and she didn't even know. But she didn't drink it.
Run, girl.
Run for your life. She didn't drink the cup, but he was attempting to drug her to like put her out. And it was what was supposed to be an odorless, tasteless medication, and it was a benzene. Which I don't know what.
If all of a sudden you want to fix me a drink.
Well, I'm sure
Right.
like husbands and wives make stuff for each other
But
all the
he doesn't seem
time.
like that type. If he's constantly complaining about her nagging and stuff,
He probably ain't
not
making
out
her
here just
drinks.
making her drinks on the regular. And like one day you just come and you, it was this video of the girl. Her mama asked for some water, and so she came and she had a spoon, stirred it, and she was like, "Here you go," and her mom was like, and so the girl just kept talking. She was like, "Yeah," she was like, Did you just stir the water?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so she just went on like nothing was wrong with that. She just kept talking. And Mama was like, "Why was you stirring my water?"
Right, it's just water.
She said, to activate the minerals and stuff like that. Mama
No,
cut down.
I know that's right.
And she was like, "You not gonna drink your water?" She's
No,
like, "Drink
ma'am.
your water, Mama." And then she went to talking and she was like, "Yeah, and did you fill out that insurance policy?" And she was pranking her mom.
I thought she was gonna say she put Miralax in her shit. Clean out.
She didn't put nothing in there, but she just stirred it. I was like, "That's hilarious." So yeah, somebody ought to just.
I'm gonna do that to somebody. Like I'm gonna do that. Just start stirring it. I'm activating the minerals.
Activating the. Listen.
So
Fuck
am I
around
one of the beneficiaries on your policy?
Yeah, like she was asking those type of questions and stuff.
Like,
Mama was like,
bitch,
"Hold the hell on."
So with this, it was called where was I literally, I'm sorry, I lost track, but
Benny and the Jets.
it was called benzodiazepines.
Okay.
Whatever that is, it's I don't know what it is, but apparently it's supposed to be tasteless and odorless. He had tried to drug her with that. Didn't work because she didn't take it. But previously, he had tried to also use Vicodins that he had tried to drug her with too. But the last time, and this is when the coworker got suspicious because he had jokingly said, that he had been complaining about his wife, and he was just like, if I could just get her to be quiet, and if I could get her to just,
So I looked it up. They're depressants. They're good so some common ones are Valium, Xanax,
oh,
Ativan.
okay, so he's just trying to give her anything, apparently. And
He was just trying to knock her out so she could get a good night's sleep.
but the crazy part is like, how are you just giving somebody drugs like this, sir?
How is the coworkers just handing drugs out? Let's talk about that. You illegal drug dealers.
That's a good question, coworker. I think you have a lot of explaining to do. But anyways, the last time the coworker was like no,
Street pharmacists.
because he felt uncomfortable with what he was saying. Because he really like got the ick feeling from him, like, no, dude, you trying to hurt your wife. Like, this don't sound like you trying to help her.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
I've been telling you I want to hurt her. I've been very clear about that.
he got the ick feeling and he was like, no, I'm not giving you nothing. And he thought nothing else of it. Well, that did not stop our Jason. And let's go ahead. He was a determined, useless piece of crap. So here we go. On the night of September 28th, 2014, Jason made Christina a bowl of cereal.
Oh hell.
Okay.
You're not finna.
Okay.
Again, if you're not normally making me stuff, why are you giving me a bowl of cereal in the middle of the night?
Boo, I thought you might have been hungry and one of them midnight snack.
Okay.
A bowl of Frosted Flakes in the middle of the night do be hitting.
I mean, it does. Well, anyways, he said that when he had given her this bowl of cereal, that she wasn't able to hold her spoon up, and he was like, "Oh my God, Christine, you're such a mess. Like, you need to get to bed. Just go to bed." Okay? So, he helps her to bed. She gets to bed. Next day goes. So goes to bed. She goes to bed. He goes to bed. The kids go to bed. Gets up the next day. So we're talking about September 29th, 2014. Jason drops his 2 children off to daycare on his way to work. Later in the morning, he texts his neighbor. And he asks his neighbor to check on Christina because she's not answering his phone calls. And the neighbor saw that their family van was still in the driveway. So, just assuming that Christina was there, she goes, knocks on the door. There's no answer. Christina didn't come to the door, so she goes into the house.
How'd she get in the house?
It's a good question.
Did he leave the door unlocked?
It doesn't even say it and this is the actual court record. It doesn't say.
I wonder if he left the door unlocked.
He must have, unless the neighbor had a key. Which, why would the neighbor have a key?
But I could see him leaving the door unlocked because
Just
he
in
had
case
this
of an
whole plan of
emergency.
having the neighbor find her.
Yeah.
That alone.
It's a real suspect. So,
Neighbors was doing it.
So the neighbor entered into the house and found Christina laying in the bed unresponsive. She asked Harris if she should try waking her up, and when she tried waking Christina up, no. I'm sorry. It says that she found that Christina was unresponsive, like she was asleep, like she thought, because she had the blanket over her and that she was asleep. She asked Harris, did he want her to wake Christina up? So she goes in there, she attempts to wake her up, and when she uncovers Christina, she felt that Christina was cold, and then she saw her face and that she had foam coming from her mouth and nose.
Oh my God.
And she immediately called 911 and then called another neighbor who was a registered nurse. So the neighbor who found her was the one that was next door, and then there was another neighbor who was a registered nurse. And the neighbor called that one in 911. The operator asked if there were any needles present, and the neighbor said that they did not see anything by the body. The neighbor, who was the registered nurse, testified that Christina was cold, stiff, and had no pulse, and had a white foaming substance coming from her mouth, and she did not try to resuscitate her because she was dead. The paramedics responded to the scene and pronounced Christina dead. Harris told his supervisor that he had asked his neighbor to check on Christina and to go into his home, and that she was unresponsive. And when he arrived home to his house, witnesses testified that he did not appear concerned or to be in a hurry.
I'm sorry. It's not funny, but I'm picturing it.
Yeah, he just...
Like, you just use this excuse to get off work.
Because I was like, was he at work to establish an alibi?
It had to have been.
He had to keep his, continue his schedule. But you left work. You use this as an excuse to leave work early, and then you get there, and you in the car, and y'all know how sometimes you pull up and you don't get out the car right away
That's me all
because
day.
your song is on or you in your phone, and he just did like ambulance is here, got your wife in the back of it, and you just
You should be slamming on the brakes, door still open, running.
Tripping and falling and tumbling and then getting up and still running. That was wildly dramatic, but yes.
bruh, for real.
Cinema.
He went in the house without saying anything to the neighbor that he had asked to check on Christina. And then later in the morning, not a nothing, girl. Can you imagine? You sent me over here. I found your wife dead. You don't ask, like, are you okay? Like, Nothing. Like, oh my God. Like, nothing. And not only that, because that's giving that you knew she was dead. Like, did she say anything?
What exactly happened? Like,
Right.
when you went in there? Well, she was on the phone with him too.
But still, like, you said that she was unresponsive. Like, did you get her? Did she talk? Did she say anything? Who did this to her? Like, why do you immediately just go to, why'd you go to this in your head? Most normal people, you have a 36-year-old wife who just gave birth to a kid. Why is that? Like, most normal people aren't just thinking a 36-year-old who gave birth. You're pretty solid and healthy if you can give birth. Mm-hmm. We ain't thinking you about to fall over, croak over, and go on into the grave. So I need to know what happened here. And you're not giving any of that. You're kind of giving, like, you know what happened. Your responses are not right. Anyway, continuing. So, Harris told, or no, okay. So then, later in the morning, Harris called Christina's supervisor at work, and he told her that Christina had died the night before, which is like, dude, but she just died this morning. Why are you talking about the night before? And inquired about him collecting her $100,000 death benefit.
The next day?
Oh, hell no.
Or the same day?
Later that morning.
So
the day that this girl.
So she is in the ambulance. She ain't even made it to the coroner yet. And he is calling her job to find out about her insurance policy.
Because she died the night before. Why are you saying she died at night when, sir, you think that she died in the morning? Right? Am I right? Okay. But okay. Jason, you didn't do anything, right?
No, he's innocent.
Innocent, completely.
Innocent till proven guilty. No.
So he's inquiring about this $100 death benefit, and through the work insurance, and one of Harris's mistresses said that.
Wait, he had a mistress? He had multiple mistresses?
And we'll get to that.
Oh, goddamn.
But this is just saying something that she said that. We'll save that because I'm giving something away. I won't give it away.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is the neighbor did say that when she saw Jason coming out of the house, so after he rushed by and ignored her, like,
Not rush.
no, well, meandered and ignored her, like he didn't call her and say, "Ma'am, please go check for my dead wife." I mean, not my dead wife,
She's not answering.
my non-responsive wife that is dead because I killed her with,
Denzies.
yeah. Said that when he walked past on the driveway, he was standing on the driveway. This is what he said: Christina's not the angel her parents think that she is. And the kids are,
that woman.
and the kids are going to have to know the good and the bad about Christina. And the neighbor said that it just disgusted because she had, imagine, she has not even been wheeled out of her home. She has just been found dead. And these are the words that he says. It's not, oh my God, my wife is dead. It is, she's not the angel her parents think that she is. And the kids are going to have to know the good and the bad about Christina.
That's some wild. That's some stairs, especially heinous shit.
It's giving something.
This is my thing. This is a sidebar. Why do people I get it, over time people, they marry somebody and they grow a disdain for them, or they marry somebody who they know that's not their type, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I get people it's a difference between dating outside the box and just dating somebody you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
That what he did, he hated that woman.
Hated her.
He hated her.
Yeah.
That ain't no, I just grew this dislike of you. You hated this woman. Go marry the bitch that you really like.
Right, because nothing that was
stopping
of her was good enough. You didn't like how she talked to you.
You hated everything, so why did you marry her? Because obviously those habits or whatever you didn't like about her existed before you put a ring on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Stupid ass.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. You made it.
Never would.
And it's, for me, the part that's giving complete lack of any type of care, because he hated her, but he didn't even care about her on the level of a human being, is calling her job to ask about the life insurance, and they ain't even wheel her out the house yet. Can we talk about that?
That right there is like
some next level.
1,000% guilty right there, just off that phone call.
Yeah, that's some next level stuff.
I feel like this might be, you know what, being like married, yeah, you're supposed to have life insurance, you know, but I feel like I wouldn't tell like my family or my spouse the amount.
Well, in some ways they have to know.
Yeah, I know they have to know, but that's scary though. Like, they're like, oh yeah, she got this $500,000 life insurance policy. So when is bitch gonna croak?
So that's why it's important to really actually understand who you're dealing with too, because
Be careful about who you put as your beneficiary.
Hell yeah.
So
I will say, when I was married, he was not a beneficiary on anything.
When I was married, he was. I just never said the amount. And I'm not saying like he would have did anything to me, but it's kind of like I wanted to be like, surprise, surprise, you know, like, and that's like even how like my mom operated. Like, we knew she had life insurance policies. We knew we were the beneficiaries on her policy. We didn't know how much it was. So I think that's the way. I get it. Like you said, sometimes you do have to know.
yeah, because you have to understand what the policies are, the actual limits of it, how it works, and because there's different types of policies.
But even
because you have to give your information, like you have to get in order for a person to be
multiple life insurance policies and just give you the low dollar one. I'm like, yeah, I got a $5,000 life insurance policy.
But there's paperwork that has to be filled out.
So like with our parents, we don't know any details of it, but they've told us where the documents
are.
Okay, because I was gonna say like
was to happen.
I have a dead box.
All of our,
paperwork.
Life insurance and stuff like
Yeah.
that. This is where you will find it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this thing I was reading, and I actually, I unbeknownst have it set up, and I didn't realize
that it was already done.
So it's called a dead box. So basically, it's a little file that I have, and basically it's like, since it's my sister, you know, my siblings and shit, if I die, open this up so you know this information, like passwords, like to like my phone, even though you have to keep updating it because you know sometimes you do have to change your passwords and stuff. But then it's like my life insurance information, the deed to the house, the this, the that, the third, so you're not scrambling around.
Because it's already traumatic enough when you lose someone. And then a lot of times people don't understand or even know where to begin.
And I didn't know what it was. I actually created the habit from my mom. Because my mom had this weird big ass envelope and it was like, do not open until I die. And I was like, girl, what you talking about? You my mama. You can't die. You immortal, you know?
Right.
And then like it clicked to me. Like, okay, these are the documents that you need to have. So then I was like, oh shit, I do have a dead box.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and it sounds morbid, but it's like, you don't want people panicking. Like,
right, because you don't know where to find anything.
When if I drop dead, ain't nobody
because we busy crying and trying to fall over into the damn grave.
Right.
In the grave.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
On the urn and shit. Jesus.
I'm putting your urn.
Right. No. Right. I would be like, what's her name?
All my close friends, do not put me in no casket.
I'm gonna be like Mary Jo. I'm gonna be Mary Jo with the lip.
I don't know what. Selfish ass bitch.
My voice is gonna get like extremely deep.
Girl, listen. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing besides cry. That's it. And anytime somebody say something to me, it's gonna go to a whole nother level. It's gonna
I'm like, oh She gonna do what my sister did at my mom's funeral, throw herself on a goddamn casket. I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is cinema. Like, I'm just sitting at my mom's funeral, like, motherfucker, is this shit really happening? Like, I felt like I was in the Matrix. Like,
yeah, it's happening.
This for real?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna just wake up from this nightmare.
But yeah, so and in this case, like, because it's their spouse, I don't really feel like there's ways to get out of it, of them, like, how do you not make well, for example, with my work, unless you have a prenup, like when you're married, if you get divorced, half of your pension goes to them. That's just the rules. Mm-hmm. That's insane, but that's the way it works. Also, in my work, if you die, the only person who gets your annuity, or I'm sorry, your pension, is your spouse. Your kids can't collect your pension.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know how you would get away from your spouse knowing what you have.
Well, that's like with my job. Like I have the beneficiary set up. So like I just don't simply trust having my job's life insurance. I feel like I have to have multiple.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because anything could happen. They could say, "Oh, this is this clause that Mm-hmm. But I know with mine, like the beneficiary, like I have, like I said, sibling, and then I have my goddaughter on there. Mm-hmm. They don't require any information. Only thing, and that's the thing. Like in a way,
it's just their social security number.
No, it's not.
It was when I did it.
Yeah, for you're right. Actually, it is because I had to ask for hers. And basically, it's set up to, even when I pass away, like I left her a particular amount of money that she cannot even access until she turns 21. Mm-hmm. So regardless if I just drop dead today, mm-hmm. she ain't nothing but 7. Yeah. So she not gonna be able to get it until mm-hmm. she gets grown. But
I saw something where they said in that case, like it goes into a trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it can be accessed, but it's only for essentials like school stuff, like basic necessities.
And you can put your home even into a trust that as well. Yeah.
And that's also like how I get. But I set my amount so high for my life insurance that if you are the beneficiary and you collect 100% of it. Mm-hmm. Common sense will tell you, like, okay, she wouldn't want me to get rid of this, so she left this big chunk of change
to take care of it.
So, because I was looking into some things, it's more stipulations behind getting the life insurance that covers the mortgage. It's smarter to actually just get a higher amount mm-hmm. of life insurance, mm-hmm. and then like. Common sense will tell you to pay off the fucking house.
Don't pay the house off.
Some people don't. Well,
don't pay the house off, y'all.
With my mortgage, I don't have a prepay penalty. So
don't ever pay your mortgage off. Listen to Lou. This is life lessons by Lou. You lose your tax credit, people.
Oh yeah.
Don't pay your house off. Go get a HELOC. If you're getting to the point you're about to pay it off, get a HELOC. I don't care what you do. Don't pay that bitch off. Don't do it.
The way these taxes going up and down.
Yeah, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do anything, don't do that.
Oh, well, at least pay a big chunk of it.
Pay a chunk of it, but keep it so you get your tax credit.
Pay like 100,000.
Yeah, and then leave the rest, and then
shit for the next.
You can refi. You can refi your lines, so then your note will be smaller if you want to do that. But don't pay it off. Don't pay it off.
Unless we giving y'all wealth management. Y'all are welcome.
You're very welcome. See.
You never know what you can get.
Exactly. That's why we veer. Okay. Now, anyways, back to this. So this dude over here, day one, not even 10 minutes into death, is like,
life insurance policy.
I'm gonna need that money though.
Run it.
And I need you to know she ain't even an angel. And her mama and her daddy and her kids need to.
Him talking all that shit right there let you know all you needed to fucking know.
So, now we need to get to the point of, we know what has happened now. We know the crime, right? And there are so many people that have been affected by this because he did a horrible act, but it has changed, forever changed her life, obviously, because it's gone, but also her sisters' lives, her mom's, her kids, and she had a newborn, y'all. She had just had a
so
baby. So here's a statement from her sister.
Oh, Jesus.
As soon as my sister's body left the house, Jason had access to it, his home, and the officers left when she left. They had concerns because they did not believe the story that was being shaped. They believed that Christina died from an overdose because remember I said that she had the foaming of the mouth, and basically she overdid the drugs and then died.
She was a secret drug addict.
A secret drug addict. And her sister is like, the hell she is. She just gave birth. She's breastfeeding. She's not a drug addict. She loves her kids. There's no way she's doing drugs. Mm-hmm. And the sister, in this time frame when they're notified, the sister's like, there's no way she's a drug addict. And if you don't believe me, she has breast milk that she freezes. Check it. They're like, oh, no. The evidence shows she's an addict. And let us tell you, now this is a few days later when they start getting the toxicology back, but let us give you the rundown of drugs that she had in her system.
She was out there making a cocktail.
Mm-hmm. And I'll give you the list. So the laboratory analysis revealed that there was 100 milligrams of morphine in her blood, 340 milligrams of monoacetylmorphine, so MAM.
Okay.
And she tested positive for opioids and the benzodiazepines that he had tried to drug her with before. And all those tested positive. There were no further tests that were requested, but that's why they said that it was an overdose, a drug overdose. So she had heroin, these morphines, these various forms of morphine, and what was the one? Valium, whatever, some version of that in her blood. So they're like, she has to be a druggie. Mm. She's a druggie. Or
she was drugged. Dun, dun, dun.
So the sister, like I said, she said, they didn't even believe. They just as soon as the sister, after they removed her sister from her home, they just let him back in there, which is obscene and absurd because
it's a crime scene.
It's a crime scene, and now he's able to destroy evidence. And her concern with it is this crime scene is handled with no care. They didn't even search it, and her death was deemed an accidental overdose, and nothing else was ever looked into it. And she's like, I do not believe this. My mom doesn't believe this. None of us believe this. And so she goes, they had information at their fingertips that they chose to ignore within the first 48 hours of her death. And the family kept pressing. So they kept pressing in these first couple of weeks. So the investigation started out in Davidson because Christina was born in Flint, but this actually occurred in Davidson, Michigan, which is a small city outside of Flint. And when I say it's small, I forgot to give you guys the map to begin with, but I'll give it to you now. Davidson is off to the east of Flint, and it is literally like a one road strip. It is so small. It shouldn't even really be considered a city, in my opinion, because it's smaller than our town.
Yeah.
It is one main street that has 4 restaurants, 1 high school, 1 middle school. I couldn't even find an elementary school. Their theory is the elementary school is probably attached to the middle school. It has like 3 motels or hotels, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even have a Walmart or a Target.
The scandal.
Oh my God.
Boring.
What am I going to even do? If I don't have a Target, what am I going to do? It's like the middle of freaking nowhere. It's so podunk. It's like, God help us.
It's in Bufu.
Bufu nowhere. So imagine this police department.
Oh.
Imagine. Can you imagine? Have they ever had a murder case ever?
Probably not.
It's probably why they just assumed it had to be an
They
overdose.
probably have, but they always assume that it's something else.
Right, because they're like, no one gets murdered here. Murdered what?
Murdered who?
Yeah, they're like, that doesn't happen here. So, they go on, and the sister, like I said, is just completely outdone because she's like, y'all didn't run any tests. You didn't listen to us with the evidence that we brought to you and the concerns that we brought to you. We're telling you that she is not a drug addict. She has a newborn that she is breastfeeding. If she was a drug addict, there'd be evidence of it in her child. There's no record of it from when she gave birth. She's not a drug addict, but you assume she is. So this goes on. More than 6 years pass and the police take absolutely
Crazy.
no action. 0 action.
Crazy.
Are you surprised?
This man was just walking around for 6 years. He had the kids in this time?
The kids actually were between him, his parents, her parents. But the family actually filed a civil suit, and they pushed and pushed and pushed for basically for the Davison Police Department to be removed from the case. They were like, we want the state police on this because these police officers are incompetent and they're not taking anything seriously. They're not even,
They don't want to do the work.
they can't, incapable,
They're
incompetent.
like, we closed this case.
Mm-hmm.
We have 100% success rate with cases.
A
All of our
bullshit.
cases are closed.
And so the sister, this is what the mom said. No, this is the sister. This is still the sister. She said, because the police kept saying, we don't know if he got the heroin, where did he get it from? And
Where'd she get it from?
listen, but this is your job. Why are you asking me? Did you hear what he just... Y'all, this is the police. We don't know if he got the heroin, where did he get it from? You're asking me? You the police. You find out. You investigate. Go find out. I don't know. And that's what she said. She said, I tracked down his old co-workers. I tracked down her old co-workers. I had the frozen breast milk that I saved from my sister. She had it tested and it tested clean. She said that, and later it came out in court that he had given, and we'll get to this because I don't want to give a lot of it away because we are going to get to the trial. But in the investigation, she was like the investigator. She had no knowledge of like or criminal investigative background. She didn't know like drug dealers, but she was like immersing herself in this drug underlayer because the police would not do it. They just wouldn't do it. And so now we're going to rewind a little bit and just get right back to right after Christina was killed. Now remember, I kind of gave away for a second and I said Harris and his mistress. Remember that? And you were like, how many mistresses you got, right? Ask me what you think he did as soon as, he couldn't even not talk about her and she's still in the house dead. But like, how long do you think it took for him to just be openly a hoe?
He had mistresses. Oh, you said openly.
Openly a hoe.
A week.
A week.
2 weeks, he moved a mistress into their home.
The home she died in.
You
The
hope that
had her
motherfucker
in
is
a bed?
haunted.
He probably had her in the bed before.
Yes, but this is the bed that your wife
Died
You
in.
killed her.
Yes, ma'am.
And you bringing in mistresses?
Mm-hmm. And so, imagine you have your 12-year-old, your 7-year-old, your newborn, and now they have their new mommy, yo ho.
Ho.
Yo ho.
Hope for sure.
2 weeks later. Here's your new mom.
What was the girl name?
Oh, baby, get the
Now,
fuck out of here.
I don't have that. It does not say.
Even Coco
She
woke up
dirty.
concerned.
She dirty.
She is beyond dirty.
Because, first of all, she knew he was married.
Oh, of course she knew he was married. Come on.
She knew he was married. Second of all, you knew his wife died, whether you knew he committed murder, whatever.
Right,
And
whether-
for you to move into this house 2 weeks after she died and so-called playing mommy to her 3 kids and one of them being a newborn who literally 2 weeks ago was sucking on his mom's tits. Hell.
How am I gonna turn that motherfucker ass everywhere
The deepest
but
part.
loose? But loose.
So the sister and the mom are honestly the reason why we get to where we get. The sister, like I said, she hunted down everybody she could find that had anything remotely close to do with this case. She found the old co-workers, and she is the one who found out that Jason was around there asking his co-workers about drugs. He had multiple women. So she was the one who found out that he had been unhappy with Christina, but had been unhappy for years. And even though he was unhappy, he refused to allow for a divorce because he said he did not want to pay child support and he refused to lose his children for custody battle. He had multiple affairs with multiple women, and Christina actually had been aware of the affairs and had confided in a few of her co-workers about it. But this is the part that's really fucked up. While she was having and delivering her child, the newborn, and having her C-section, he was actually busy texting his other hoe.
Wait, what?
What's that line Kendrick Lamar said? I beat your ass and had the Bible if God watching.
Mm-hmm.
I would've delivered that baby, then got up and beat your fucking ass. I don't care how weak I am.
Wait.
No, I'm gonna have my family to jump you.
Repeat
matter of fact.
Okay, so while Christina was delivering their youngest, she had a delivery by C-section. He was texting his hoe. The 2-week bitch.
Oh no, baby, C-section. I'm definitely getting your ass jumped. But let me make a phone call real quick.
He had told his co-workers that he didn't really believe that his second child was his. He complained that Christina was real depressed after she had her baby.
It's called postpartum depression, jackass.
Okay.
It gets better. And she kept nagging him about the kids.
She literally just had an extreme surgery.
Don't
Is
piss
dealing
me off.
with a newborn that is got her boobs hurting like hell,
And she's nagging
and
him.
she's nagging because she wants you to help out with the other kids.
Hell yeah, I be nagging. Everything hurt. My stomach hurt. My coochie hurt. My
Right.
Everything. hurt.
Everything hurts. Every single part of you hurts. And you making my damn head hurt because you irritating as fuck.
A C-section ain't no joke. I remember it was for the longest, like, I couldn't sit without having to hold a pillow to my
Oh
front.
yeah, and to get
like,
up.
Like, I had to use it to get up, to cough, laugh. When I went to the bathroom, I had to hold this pillow there. To
Yeah,
Because,
why would they
like-
take kids off my plate every day. I'd be like, nope.
You know, it's like they cut through every
It's like
layer.
7 layers, right?
Yeah, it's every layer of your muscles that hold in your intestine, and it's your whole core.
It was a C-section, baby.
It's
My
your whole
mom
core.
never let me lay that down.
Now I will say, my doctor did her thing with that C-section because my scar, you could barely see it.
Yeah, it's the little bikini cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, it's rough, and on top of it, it's beyond the trauma of already what birth is, because
Yeah.
that's a trauma in itself. But then you're cutting on yourself.
9 times out of 10, no, 100% of the time, you're not going in there scheduled like about to get a C-section. Like
No. A lot
you're
of
not
times you get a
choosing
C-section from
most of the time a C-section happens because that's what needs
emergence.
to happen.
It's an emergent situation.
Mine's wasn't an emergency C-section. It was, I was going in to be induced. So I got there the night before. I had started dilating, but and then I stopped. So then they did the balloon to try and force me to dilate some more, and they broke my water.
Did they give you the damn Pitocin? That shit don't work.
Nope, they didn't give it to me. They were going to give me a medication, but they were trying to get me to a certain point
Before they hit
that,
it.
because like on the monitor, Levi was chilling. Like his heart rate was like,
He said, "I like it in here."
yeah. Like she was like, the way his heart rate is, I don't think he gonna put the work in to come out. Like, cause you know it takes a lot of exertion. I don't know just the mom, but the baby too. Like that's
A workout.
a workout for them.
I know he was sitting in there like
He was just like that. And so they did the nurse came in and she was like, so honey, she's like, do you want an epidural? At this point we're still talking about a natural birth, and I was like, no, I'm okay right now. And she was like
Get the fucking epidural.
that's exactly what she was like. She was like, you want to get it? She was like, because if you wait and you get, she's like, it takes time for it to kick in. Like it doesn't just kick in like that.
You can
I
smell
was
the cookies, baby. You
I
can't
was like,
jump down my throat and get them.
Fine, I'll get the epidural.
Yeah, get the damn
They
epidural.
come in and do the epidural, and like as they're doing it, they're like, yeah, so your blood pressure will drop, and then it'll come back up and you'll be fine. Girl, mine's dropped, came up, then it dropped again to the point where I passed out.
Oh shit.
Then it came up, and like after I came back, he was like, how are you feeling? I was like, I feel like I'm about to pass out again. This went on for an hour.
Oh, stop.
Hour of me waking up and passing out. And
Those is a hell of a drug.
he was like, okay. The doctor was like, okay, if this keeps going up, because this wasn't even my doctor. This was the overnight doctor.
Okay.
The doctor was like, if this keeps going on, we're going to have to take the epidural out. And I'm like, no. No.
She's like, I like it.
I finally wake up and they're like, how you feeling? I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm all the way here now. I'm on this side of the living. Like, I'm just living. Because for a minute there, I thought I was going to glory. And so that next morning, my doctor came in, and so she came in, she was like, hey. She's like, so had a bit of an interesting night, right? I was like, I sure did. She was like, I don't feel comfortable doing natural, so we're going to do a C-section. I said, I trust you. And so she was like, all right, they'll be in here to get you in like 30 minutes.
Oh my
So
God.
mine wasn't emergency.
It was just
And thank God, because Levi was 10 and a half pounds.
Oh, he would have ripped everything.
Damn.
And his
And you're
shoulders
little.
were so, so yeah, he was definitely in
Yeah,
there.
he would have tore that up.
Every
Straight
time I
to-
be thinking about like, oh, I want a baby, I want to come off the pill next year. I'm like, first up first, let's find me a man first. But secondly, oh my God, that sounds awful.
And you have to find one that was a little baby himself. There was a little baby. Like when he was born, you had to ask these questions. How large were you when you were
Because
born?
I came out 4 pounds. I was
a
little-
5-pound baby. I was a little baby
bitty
too.
with an apple head
I know my
and
mom
a
was
furrow.
I was probably like 6-7 pounds.
Yeah, he must have got that from his daddy. That one.
Well, no, when I talked to his dad's mom, she said that he was like 7 pounds.
Oh my God.
Levi came
What's
out
crazy
he
is-
was eating good then.
I really wasn't though, because like, okay, so before I got pregnant, I was at 197. When I went in to give birth, I was at 227.
Oh, you didn't even gain that much.
So 30 pounds, right?
Yeah, that's light.
When I walked out the hospital with Levi, I was back at 197.
That's crazy.
So the 30 pounds I had gained was him placenta fluid.
Dang.
So I really wasn't even like crazy, and it was crazy because like I had did like a ultrasound, and they had weighed him then. He was 6 pounds and some ounces.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, okay, well then we're gonna wait, a couple of weeks. It was 2 weeks 2 weeks out that they had scheduled.
In 2 weeks he gained 4 pounds.
He gained 4 pounds.
Okay, Levi. We see you, sir.
And now he eating 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
He said, I'm a growing boy, mama.
Yeah, I need some food.
That's crazy though. So for her to be
in that
dealing with the pain from a C-section, dealing with postpartum depression, dealing with a shitty husband,
2 children already, and
then you were already tired, but now you're even more fucking tired because he's constantly drugging you.
That
with
part.
no concern of what it's doing to his kid, because she's breastfeeding this kid. Hell, deepest part.
Yes. So it gets better because there isn't any part of this story. I apologize because normally my stories are not this trash. Like I try not to give you guys stories that are just like it keeps getting shittier.
That's normally the ones I pick.
But this one just keeps getting shittier. There's nothing about the story that gets any better. So yeah, he said that his relationship with Christina was toxic, and he said that his issue with his relationship with her was that they argued too much, and he did acknowledge that he did procure drugs to drug her with. This is later on because he was questioned once the sister had presented this information, because the Michigan State Police took this case over at like year 3. And so once...
It didn't took them long enough.
It really did. And so she presented them with this information, and then they started investigating what she had investigated. It took them 3 years to get the Davidson police off of this case.
No, but then it took them another 3 years to solve it.
Well, to get it to court and to get him. So, with their interview, this is what he said, is that they had a toxic relationship, blah, 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 blah. He did say that he had gotten drugs that he used to give to Christina, and that he was just looking for something that she couldn't detect by taste, and he would mix it into her drinks. He said that he had asked his co-workers for a drug that was odorless, tasteless, and that wouldn't be noticeable in her drinks, and explained that he was just trying to knock her out, and so that she wouldn't feel anything. And he had told another co-worker that Christina had detected one time when he had mixed in. Now, this wasn't like the time when he had mixed in the benzo in there, and it wasn't that she didn't notice it with that. It was just she didn't drink it. But when he tried to use the Klonopin, she had noticed it in the water, and she just would refuse to drink it. And so when the coworker is like, "What do you mean you mixed in the Klonopin in her water?" And he's like, "Oh, ha ha ha." And the coworker is like, "I'm thinking you're getting this for yourself because that's a painkiller. And you're trying to drug your wife. No, I'm not giving you no medicine, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. No. Bye." So the co-worker testified that he refused to give him any medicine once he realized what he was doing with it when he asked for additional pills. And then he testified that he did find out that he was getting Xanax from another co-worker that he was crushing up and putting on top of her cereal because he wanted her to stop nagging.
Nagging word is pissing me off.
It's pissing me off the whole time too, because I'm like, you know what bothers me about nagging? What bothers me about the whole concept of nagging, if you would do what it is that's being asked of you, you won't be nagged.
And most of it is common sense shit that as an adult
you should know.
You should know. And then as my husband or my wife or my spouse or whatever, certain things that I shouldn't necessarily have to ask for your help with. or if I do, that's not me nagging. But hell, if I'm cleaning up after the kids and you,
I shouldn't have to keep telling you. If I've asked you, it wouldn't be nagging if you do it. And this is back to my point of I shouldn't have to keep telling you. If I keep having to tell you something, that's because you are not acknowledging my need. So if I had to keep telling you, hey dude, like, you know this is your responsibility of the chore of taking out the garbage, why do I have to keep telling you that? Do you have to tell me to keep feeding the baby? No.
you have to tell me to cook dinner.
No.
I'm getting that done. So it's like,
Hold up your part of the bargain. Like, we're supposed to be in this together. We're a couple. We're supposed to be handling this shit together.
that's a childish word to use.
Yeah. It's some bull.
Like you complaining about your mama telling you to do your chores or some shit.
And that's what it's given. It gives a lot of that. So, there's that. And then, all this joking about, like, what they call the joking, that's another part that really is rubbing me the wrong way about these medications.
Yeah.
It's not joking to me. It's not joking. Taking a controlled substance and joking about I need to knock my wife out, that's not a joke. That's not a joke.
It's not a joke. There's nothing funny about it. And there was so many things going on that could have prevented
all of
Christina's life
this
being taken.
Yeah.
All these co-workers that were giving him the drugs or heard these comments and stuff like that.
If we just go by the number of drugs that he was given alone, not even the ones that heard the comments, just by the people that gave him drugs. We have one co-worker who gave him Klonopin. We have one co-worker who gave him Xanax. We have 2 co-workers who gave him the benzos. And we have someone who gave him heroin. We don't know who it was.
He definitely needs to be charged.
But that's at least 5 people. And nobody said nothing?
And all the co-workers are talking to each other too.
Gotta be. Because all y'all handing out damn drugs like they Skittles. Mm-hmm. What's up with that? I mean, I can tell you for sure, like, in conversation, like how we have conversation, we have things that are similar. We enjoy drinking, so we talk about that stuff. I'm sure druggies talk about their drugs too.
And it'd be different if he was just asking them for drugs for himself.
For recreational
but
use.
He's telling you, even if it's in a joking manner.
That ain't a damn joke.
That he's trying to use this to not to put someone else
out
in an unconscious state.
No.
And you're giving it to him?
Right, and why you want to put her in an unconscious state, sir? What we doing?
Talking about so she won't feel anything. Feel what, you perv?
Right.
That sounds real rapey.
It very, very. Talking about some that ain't, I don't even know if that's my kid. Sir, you're the one that's the hoe. You're the one with multiple mistresses. It ain't her. Ain't nowhere that we done found that said that she got a whole bunch of stuff going on, extracurricular activities. But you don't know if that's your kid or not. No, we know that you do some real sketch shit. So there's all of that. And then the officers did note when they were questioning him and asking him, because they asked him questions about that night and about him because he had made the bowl of cereal for her. He said that he had made her the bowl of cereal. And this is the first story that he went with, because he didn't start with I put the shit in the cereal. He started with, he had made her the bowl of cereal, and that she was so tired that she was like falling over into the cereal, and he was so disgusted, like, you can't even stay awake to eat your food, go to bed. But then he says that while she was in the bed, he heard like her coughing. And he didn't go check on her, but he heard her coughing, and then he heard like a noise, like a difficult breathing, but then it stopped. So then he didn't think nothing else of it. Then, when he's questioned again, and they ask, he finally admits to officers that he actually did. He said I was tired of her, and I want. And he said that he recalled in the conversation. He said that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is an admission to his coworker. This was not an admission to the police officers. He said he was tired of her. I'm gonna get rid of her. And he admitted that he had given her like 8 Vicodin pills, and that he had took the heroin that was in pill form, crushed it up, and sprinkled that over her cereal.
So he just sprinkled it on there like it was sugar on Frosted Flakes.
Like a fucking weirdo.
And that is how the drugs got in her system. And that's how the other, because remember, she had all those other drugs in her system, but it was like a total of 8 pills in all that he had used. So we get to court, and now they have all these testimonies because now they've arrested him. He has obviously continued to lie. He don't know why the mistress, just fell into his house 2 weeks after his wife done died. He don't know why all his co-workers is lying on him and shit. And
I don't know why any of this stuff is happening to me, officer.
yeah, because I didn't do it. And then he goes to trial. And they actually do convict him. And he is convicted with her death.
He should have been.
And what actually was the main key piece in his the finding of it, they found the heroin in her stomach, not in her bloodstream. And when they tested her breast milk, which her sister said 9,000 years ago, day 1, maybe it was day 2 because she said 48 hours, right?
Yeah.
So day 2, she had already told them the breast milk was clean. And thank God for a family that will not let shit go.
Yeah, because if they wouldn't have kept pushing it, he would have kept going.
And imagine if they hadn't kept.
Tired of his hoe.
He probably would have did that to her too.
And she would have got what she deserved.
But imagine if they hadn't kept their breast milk, they wouldn't have had no way to even prove it. But like I said, the heroin was actually in her stomach, but it was not in her bloodstream. And that's what they found, the difference in what they found. And then the other thing was that they had no evidence of her ever soliciting or going to find drugs, like going history of buying drugs and stuff.
But with the same place of the police asking, the original piece asking, well, where would he get the heroin from? And it's like, well, why didn't you ask that
about
when
her?
You assumed that she had an overdose, that she was a secret drug addict,
right?
Instead of the first assumption that normally comes across when a spouse dies is that the other spouse had something to do with it. You immediately go to, oh, she must have been doing heroin on the side. In between breastfeedings, she was in the back shooting up, even though we can't find any needle marks. And then y'all did the autopsy on her. Y'all saw that the heroin was in her stomach. Y'all did the toxicology report and all that or whatever, and y'all saw that it wasn't in her bloodstream. Like, what really did y'all do?
Nothing.
Other than take her body from the house.
They decided that they couldn't do all of that, and what we supposed to do? How we know? We don't know.
Why do you have this job?
Why are y'all asking us? We just the police.
Why
Shit.
do you have this job?
So yeah, that was it. And then they did find him guilty. He was given the sentence of, let me give you his sentence because I like this sentence. It's exactly what he deserved. He was given the sentence of life without the possibility of parole. And he did not enjoy that.
He probably fell out.
Girl.
Slid down the wall.
And he was like, I want to appeal.
Oh, fuck you.
And his reasons for appeal, and I'm not going to go through all of them. If you guys want to go onto the actual document. The document is available for you to see from Michigan, but I'm going to tell you some of his arguments because they're funny. They're funny to me because I have a twisted sense of humor. But his argument is not that I didn't do it. It's just that my lawyer failed to object to the prosecutor saying this about me. He should have said that expert couldn't say that. Because how dare that expert come with specific knowledge about drugs
to knock me down.
And he also said, hold on, got one more for you. He also said that he did not like that the expert could give their opinion.
Oh, okay.
They're an expert for a reason, sir.
Go ahead.
They have knowledge well beyond your dumb knowledge.
Go ahead.
And you got what you deserved. Well, you didn't get what you deserved, but you got what we could give.
Go ahead.
And that is the tragic story of Christina Harris, the old Christina Thompson Harris,
Oh, Christina.
and her
All
children.
them babies.
And I mean, especially, like, I feel like it's not good for any of her kids, but the newborn, because the newborn never got to know their mother. You know, the 12-year-old and the 7-year-old did at least get to experience the love of their mom a little bit. But the newborn,
Remember it?
like, will never have any memory of their mother. And for the sisters and her mom.
Well, that's gonna wrap up this week's episode. As always, like, subscribe, share, please. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yes.
Tell.
We are on all listening platforms, all social media, Merc in the Midwest. You can email us at mercinthemidwest@gmail.com if you have any suggestions for cases. We're getting close to wrapping up season 3, you guys.
We're almost done. Y'all, we just trucking along. I'm so proud of us.
I am too.
Look at us.
We be pushing.
We do.
All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye.